People love their hobbies. Whether you're making something special or collecting something unique, a hobby can be very satisfying. So today we'll meet two people with two very different hobbies. And our first guest turned his hobby into a career. Joseph, this is an amazing workspace. I want to play with everything in here, but I'm guessing that your hobby starts with working with your hands.
Well, my core thing is woodworking. That's what I do most of the time, and woodworking makes me very happy. I get to create things, repair things, and then I solve these puzzles, whether it's a design challenge or an engineering challenge, using my hands and making something happen.
Why do you like to restore furniture? What is it about taking an old piece of furniture and then giving it that magic touch?
Well, if I was going to be philosophical about it, I am very conservation-minded. I'm very interested in sustainability and reuse. And these old pieces of furniture from even as early as like 50 years ago were made so well. If you just put a little bit of elbow grease and time into something that's older, you can give it another 50, 100 years of life easily.
I love that. A lot of DIYers out there. A lot of people that are at home doing hobbies and refinishing things and repurposing things. Can they learn something from you, from this being a hobby?
Whatever you're interested in, just go do it. Like, don't think about perfection. You're not going to get to a Da Vinci or something that belongs in a museum on your first try. It's all about the practice, and you get better as you go. And so if you want to restore a piece of furniture, find something cheap, find something in the alley or at a thrift store, and even if it's ugly, dive into it and play and explore the techniques and see what you can do with it. Like, doing it not as a job, not with like an end goal. That is very fulfilling for the heart and the mind. And it doesn't matter if you're a hobbyist or a professional or don't know how to do anything. You just go out there, you find the information, you look online, or you take a class, and then try your best. And you can go anywhere with that.
One great thing about having a hobby is it can be personal. You can be into whatever makes you happy. And our next guest has a very unique collection that makes her happy. Marina, so when we're talking about unique collections, you have one of the most unique collections I've ever seen. What are you collecting here?
I'm collecting antique baby and children photos.
And where do you find these photos? Who are these antique baby photos of?
I find them in antique stores, antique malls, marts, all across the country. My husband and I have gone. And I started collecting them because they were something little that I could put in a box, and I love babies. And then as my collection grew, I started adding like siblings, and I looked for pictures that have unique backgrounds, and sometimes when they have like a name on them or a little note or something where I could tell who that person is.
Was it like the first time you went into a vintage store, you saw a really great photo and you said, I think I'm gonna buy this, and then it just kind of went from there?
Yeah, I felt so bad that they were just sitting there in a box in an antique store and that family would give them up or they didn't know who they belonged to. And I started searching and just buying the cute babies that kind of spoke to me, that I fell in love with. So now I have over 100 babies if you count the double ones.
A lot of people will have a collection and they'll put it in sort of like a scrapbook. But your collection's so unique. I see you have some in the box. Do you use it as home decor?
Sometimes I do, yes. I keep most of them in the box, but then periodically I switch out some frames and I move them around the house. And, you know, my kids think it's kind of odd, but it makes me happy. And I know I don't know these babies, and I know they're all long gone, but I just want to give them a new life and remember them.
So when we talk about hobbies, we know that collecting is a hobby. If somebody is thinking that they want to maybe start a collection, what would you say to get them going or inspire them?
Oh, I would say definitely go and find something that you love. Go to these antique stores and marts and malls. You'd be surprised how many things there are out there to collect. I think it's very important that people have a collection of something, you know, something that makes them happy, and I think it's important for everybody. And a lot of times people don't collect now like they used to in the olden days, and I think it's important to have a collection.
This is just an amazing collection to me. I definitely want to dive into some more of these photos. Thank you so much. Look at this little one. Look at her. Well, hopefully we've inspired you to pick up a hobby. So go start your own collection. Make something. Whatever you have a passion for or you're curious about, just jump right in.